You say that a person studying Kabbalah undergoes all these states rapidly within himself, and you talk about it a lot. People nonetheless have to undergo the same states, but since they don't go through it internally, they go through it externally, through certain events. You can't escape it. They have to feel some kind of a lack nonetheless. You say to yourself, how will this lack reveal itself? On the one hand, it will reveal itself in more and more people feeling the need for their spiritual ascent, and it's revealed in individuals, and those individuals are already millions in the world. On the other hand, according to the amount of those suffering from depression in the world, and there are already dozens of percents of the population of Earth, dozens of percents of the population of Earth. We're talking about 30 or 40% of people with depression, and I think that it's more simply that a person became accustomed to that state. He suppresses it in himself. He thinks that it's normal. He no longer understands what it is to be in an uplifted, aspired, light, illuminated state. He doesn't understand that any longer. He rejects it even. He considers that situation to be unrealistic, unnatural. I see that you understand what I'm saying. So, according to the amount of people today in the world that are in such a situation, you can talk to many people, explain to them about the ability of the opportunity of coming out of it, the need to be in that state in which they are, but specifically in order to come out into a different dimension, into a different sphere, into a different sensation, into a sensation of eternity and wholeness and perfection, not something simply better here and there to put makeup over life or something. It comes to an end anyhow. What does it matter how you paint it and color it? Everyone understands there's no point in it. There's a point in fundamentally changing it. What does it mean fundamentally? You're offering to make this life eternal, whole, happy, inspiring in some new dimension that many films talk about today, and all those human quests. So, if there is such a call within a person, on the one hand, a disillusion of this situation, and on the other hand, nonetheless a desire to break through somewhere, to head towards something else, then there's someone to talk to. And of course, this already depends on us. So we have to put in all of our efforts, each one of us, in order to bring it to everyone that there is such a possibility for an entirely different development, a non-egoistic one. Meaning, let's take care of our egoism because it will bring us to reciprocal destruction. There will be a small amount of people left on Earth that will nonetheless realize the plan of creation, but after terrible suffering, there will be a few millions left from all the billions, and Earth will simply be a desert, a void, like in the beginning of creation. And the Spirit of God hovered over the face of the waters. And those few millions, or as many as are left, not much, they will realize that program. They will be able to bond, connect between themselves based on those terrible sufferings that they went through, accumulating into themselves the suffering of all the people that died in terrible suffering, all those billions of people, that as if through their souls, by the suffering, will connect into those millions. But you say that it's up to us if people will take the right path. Yes, it's up to us. Specifically up to us. That is our freedom of choice. Us meaning who? Those who know about this method and know about this ability, opportunity, and that there is no other way. That way or this way. Well, let's suppose that everyone knows that there is Kabbalah and it offers a certain solution. You think that nonetheless people will listen? At least a bit, because it's a big mass of people. If at least a bit they'll listen to what Kabbalah says, then this great mass from quantity, it turns into quality. And then we'll get very serious changes, tremendous changes from one day to the next. Within a day, humanity will start changing. You can't imagine the speed of the change. People will suddenly start feeling that the world is changing, that it's dark and dark and dim and clouds, and suddenly the clouds, they melt away and the wind evaporates them, and there are clear blue skies, and all that happened in literally few minutes. That's how it could be. But if the Creator, He controls everything, why does He create these disturbances in order for you to make the choice, for you to rise above your ego? That's it. You know, like on the posters, did you rise above your ego? It simply sounds very, well, it's clear and all to rise above the ego, but immediately there's this kind of a confusion of the split, get out of your body. Doesn't matter. People will understand. People will immediately start understanding. They'll start understanding it all differently within themselves. And this body, they won't take it into consideration at all. A person won't identify himself with a body. It's not about the body. We're talking only about desires. He'll start understanding. A person will start understanding it very quickly.